Hello friends, this is lesson number 44 in the series of literary criticism and theories, and in our discussion of formalism we have another writer, important thinker, that is Roman Jakobson. Roman Jakobson, he was born in the year 1896 and died 1982, and he is a Russian and American linguistic or scholar. He was born in Russia and died in America. Actually, he started his study and everything in Russia, and later he moved to America before the World War II started. Earlier, he was the student of Moscow Linguistic Society. If you remember the three societies I told you, and later he started, or he was among the founding members of the Prague Linguistic Circle that ended up before the beginning of the Second World War, that is around the year 1939. So after that he ended up with that circle of Prague Linguistic Society, or he went to America and there he started his teaching and research. So that is why Roman Jakobson is associated with both these countries, with Russia as well as with America. He also worked with Ferdinand de Saussure. So have you ever heard this name, Ferdinand de Saussure? He is a scholar from Switzerland, and both these scholars, they work together for structuralism. Now about his important works. The first important work, that is Function of Language, and the next we have that is Thesis on Language. And even in the introductory video of Formalism, I told you about this work, that this work is written in collaboration with Yuri Tenanov. So Roman Jakobson and Yuri Tenanov both together wrote this work, Thesis on Language. Then we have an essay written by him, that is Two Aspects of Language and Two Types of Aphasic Disturbances. It was written in the year 1956. So what is significant about this essay we shall now discuss. He gave the theory of selection and combination. As you know that we are discussing formalism and the thinkers of formalism, and as a formalist, Roman Jakobson is also dealing with the language, the word order, the arrangement of words or the figure of speech. So he is analyzing the form of the text, and with that analysis we have the theory of selection and combination. So what is selection first? He said that as a poet or as a writer, we select the word and use them. As a writer, one is trying to use special words, like in the list of synonyms we have number of words for a particular object, and a writer is always trying to use some special words to give special effect to the text. Like one example we can take, if someone is saying that when you die, or instead of saying die, he may say that when you go to heaven. So now what you see, that is a different sort of you can say the word selection, and also it produce an artistic effect. If I am saying that you are looking beautiful, and instead of saying beautiful, I may say that you are looking pretty, delightful or attractive. So whichever the word I may use according to my desire. So that is the selection of the word, and this selection is referred as paradigm. By Roman Jakobson, the selection of the word or the words is referred as paradigm. And there is another term, that is combination. The combination is about the arranging the words in desired order. The mostly we use the structure like a subject, then verb, and then the object. As I am saying, I like you the most, but a poet may say that you I like the most, you, comma, I like the most. So that's sort of a different order, not ordinary order, that is a different order one may apply in the poetry. So that sort of arrangement of the words. Sometimes it may look quite attractive and beautiful, and sometimes it may not. But whenever the poet is desiring to produce an extra effect, sometimes he use a different selection of the words, and sometimes he also applies the different word order, and that is called as the combination. And the ordinary reader may not find sometime the proper meaning. When you find this unusual order of the words, an ordinary reader may not find a proper meaning. Sometimes he may misconceive the meaning. So this arrangement of the words is called as combination, and this is also termed as syntagm. As selection is termed as paradigm, we have combination as syntagm. One thing we have to remember that every combination of the words may not be meaningful. Like in the example I said that you I like the most. You I like the most, it is meaningful. But if I say I like the most you, or I like the you most, so that does not sound giving proper meaning, because in every language, or especially even in English as we are talking about, there is a proper combination of the words, especially of the noun with the preposition, or of the adjective with the verbs. So there is a proper combination. We cannot always say that any possible combination will produce a proper meaning. It cannot be possible. One more example we can take, I am reading a book. I am reading a book. So now there is a combination like reading a book. We can make the arrangement like this: reading a book, I am, still worthy. But if I say I reading am a book, means that sort of a disorder cannot produce any meaning. So there is a proper association of the word reading and a book. So we should use them in a pair, reading a book. So one more example, like I am going to market. You can say going to market I am, still fine. To market I am going, it is still fine. But if you say I going am to market, this will not make any proper combination, because I and am, the word, both are quite associated with each other. So that pair cannot be disturbed. So that is the principle of syntagm. So whatever the disorder or the order you create with the words, there has to be at least some combination. Otherwise, the text will be meaningless. So we discussed the two concepts given by him, the theory of selection and combination, and in that we have paradigm for selection and syntagm for combination. And moving on, further he gave one more theory, that is of metaphor and metonymy. He says that metaphor and metonymy are two fundamental structures of a language. According to him, the selection and combination leads us to metaphor and metonymy. Now in selection, we were replacing one word by the another. And even in metaphor, we have the same thing. We are replacing one word with the another. Like if I am saying that I am brave, I can say that I am lion. So I am as brave as lion. So I am using metaphor of lion. She is beautiful, or she is Helena. So Helena is the most beautiful woman in the world. I am taking this reference from the Trojan War. In that we have this woman, Helena. And the metonymy. What is metonymy? If you understand both these figure of speech, first is the metaphor and then is the metonymy, then you can easily understand. So metaphor, I have already given you the example that when we are using one word in place of another, where the both words are not exactly sharing the same properties or same qualities, but some in common. And in metonymy, as a figure of speech, we use one word in place of another, where the word is having some attribute or some association with the other word. Like the word like crown may be referred to the king, because the crown is the part of the king or his kingship. So crown can be representing the king. Similar way we can say the White House can be the representative of the American president. Further, he adds that poetry is metaphoric and scientific, and prose is metonymic. So he is associating the metaphors to poetry and prose to metonymy. So that's it for this lesson. We'll just quickly revise what we have discussed in this lesson. Roman Jakobson, he belongs to both these countries, Russia and America, and his association with the Prague Linguistic Circle and also with the Moscow Linguistic Society. And then the famous essay, Two Aspects of Language and Two Types of Aphasic Disturbances. And in that essay we have the term of or the theory of selection and combination. Selection focuses more on the selection of words, and combination focuses on the order of the words in a sentence. And for selection we have the term paradigm, and for combination there is term that is syntagm. And then we have the theories of metaphor and metonymy. There was a question in the previous years that is, the metaphor and metonymy are the two fundamental structures of a language. Who said this? So we have the name Roman Jakobson. So that's it for this lesson. Thanks a lot for watching this lesson and have a great day.